Okay, very good morning, everybody. Okay, see, we are in Unit 2, right? Today I have a small technical glitch because of that I am not able to show you the video, right? So let's move on with audio and I will show you the PPT. Okay, nothing to worry, I will show you the images, right? See, we are in Unit 2, right? Project planning and organization. As part of Unit 2, previous class we discussed what are the reasons for project failures, right? We have discussed what are the reasons for project failures, right? So this session what I planned for you is see project unit 2 is the project planning and organization, right? Planning part we discussed, so the remaining part is the organization part, that is how to organize a project. Organize means organization structure, how to have a organization structure, what are the different types of organization structures we will be discussing today, right? As part of today's session, we will be discussing what is the meaning of organization structure, what is the meaning of. So what is the today we are going to discuss what is the meaning of organization structure, what is a traditional organization, what is a traditional organization. Traditional organization also called line staff organization, line staff organization, right? So followed by we are going to discuss what are the characteristics of a, what are the components of a organization structure we are going to discuss. Then we will see what is a functional organization, what is the structure of a functional organization, right? What are the advantages, disadvantages, like that. Next we will see what is a project oriented organization structure, followed by what is matrix organization structure, and finally we will conclude the session with product oriented organization structures, right? See, basically, what is a organization structure? See, organization and structure. There are two words in organization structure, right? What is the organization? An organization means arranging arranging tasks in an executable manner so that we meet the organizational or project objective. Arranging the tasks in an executable manner to meet the organizational objective or project objective, right? So what is the structure? Structure is nothing but it talks about components, right? Structure talks about components and also subcomponents, right? And also communication links. It shows the control flow, it shows the control flow, it shows the data flow. A structure shows the control flow and also the data flow, right? So put together organization structure. Every project should have organization structure. See, basically, organization structure, it indicates the interaction patterns between people and tasks inside a project. See, basically, organization structure, it indicates the interaction patterns between people and tasks or people and work, right? So by seeing an organizational hierarchy, we can tell that this person is reporting to this person. So and so person is working work aspect. A couple of people are related with respect to the tasks, organizational tasks. Like that, we can tell by seeing organization structure. See, basically, organization structure is a tool for communications. Project communications. Organization structure is a tool for project communications. Similarly, organization structure is an enterprise environmental variable. Organization structure is an enterprise environmental variable. We discussed, right? Enterprise environmental variables example. There are two types: internal environmental factors and external environmental factors, right? Organization structure comes under internal environmental factor for the project. Organizational structure comes under internal environmental factor. right? See, organization structure, it decides the availability of resources to the project, and also it can influence the availability of resources to the project, right? Then how projects are also conducted, executed, that also is evident from organization structures. That is also is evident from the organization structures. Okay, let's move on and learn what are the different components of an organization structure. What are the different components of an organization structure? One is decentralization of authority. Authority won't remain with one single individual inside the organization. Vice president will have certain authority level, manager will have another authority level, executive supervisors will have another authority level, right? So like that, decentralization of authority is one of the component of organization structure. Next, formalization. See, we are having organization structure means what is the meaning of it? We are going to have specific policies and procedures. Policies and procedures inside the organization. That means, somebody will be the authority to approve certain workflow. Somebody is the person who has to be consulted. Somebody has the check rating power. Like this, it organization structure, it formalizes what are the procedures and policies. This is the procedure, this is the policy of the organization, right? Next, what? Standardization. See, organization structure also provides standardization. That means well defined work activities will be there. Whatever we are doing inside an organization, there will be standard in the sense, for example, we are doing invoice processing, we are doing billing processing, we will be repeating the same for the second customer also. Same process we follow. There will be standards of business processes inside the organization. There will be standard of business processes inside the organization, right? Next, what? Not only business process, people process also there will be standard. No, there are something called PCMM, right? People capability maturity model. Organizations go for PCMM also, because they want to maintain standards with respect to human resources management. That is the reason, standardization is one of the component of organization structures, right? Next, what? Task specialization. What is the meaning of task specialization? See, organization structure, one of the component is task specialization. Task specialization means, for example, take a functional organization. I will show you the functional organization structure design. For example, HR team task is specific to HR, that is task specialization. Finance team will do only finance task. Marketing will do only marketing task. Production will do only production task. Right, task specialization. So this set of people, this group of people will do HR activities. This group of people will do finance activities. This group of people will do production activities. This group of people will do marketing activities. Like that, task specialization is also provided by the organization structure. I will show you that functional organization, right? Next, what? Personal specialization. For some people, for example, take a software development team. We call somebody is architect. We call somebody is a developer. We call somebody is a tester. Right? Task specialization. How we are giving the person specialization? These are called person specialization. How we are giving based on their education, based on their skill set, based on their experience. We are giving personal specialization, right? That is also possible, with respect to designations they do it, right? This guy is a developer, this guy is a programmer, this guy is an architect, like that, right? That is person specialization. Next, what? Complexity. Using organization structures, we can decompose entire organization, business organization, into different divisions, different business units, huh? Different subunits, right? Like that, each subunit will have different projects or programs, further decompose into smaller projects or modules, like that. So this organization structure is a tool for decomposing organizational tasks also. It is a tool, and also it is a tool for communication. Tool for communication, right? A chain of command will be decided using organization structure. Who has the authority? We can know using organization structure, right? So next what? Complexity we discussed, right? That means complexity is one of the component of organization structure. Next is stratification. Stratification means who has which status level inside the organization. That can also be found using organization structure. You know, different individuals will have different status levels inside the organization. Different groups will have different status levels, right? Different individuals will have different status levels. So that can also be evident from the organization structure, right? So let's move on and learn about functional organization. Learn about before functional organization. See this traditional organization. What is the traditional organization? Traditional organization, also called line staff organization. You might have heard, right? Line staff organization repeatedly you might have heard. In HRM also you might have learned, right? This is the traditionally this is this line staff organization came into picture during 1920s 30s when scientific management was developed, right? So line authority is a command authority. What is the difference between line organization? What is the difference between staff organization and functional organization? We are going to see in this presentation today, right? What is the line organization? It is a command authority. It is a command authority. It gives a person authority to take decisions. To take decisions, right? It also enables someone to commit the organization to execute certain task. No, we can commit the organization to execute a project or to execute certain organizational tasks. It gives the authority for a person. That is called line organization, right? Next, what is staff organization? Staff organization is the support activity. Support in the sense they provide advisory services. For example, legal advisory, right? They come under staff or staff authority. Legal services or audit services. What do? They counsel, they advise, they recommend solutions to the business organizations. They recommend solutions to the business organizations, right? Next, what they gain their power through their expert power. Staff authority gain their power through expert power. Legal advisors and auditors, something like that, right? That is the staff authority. They gain power through their expert power. Expert power comes through knowledge and experience, right? Next, what functional authority? Functional authority, these are the people who has the ownership of the resources inside the organization. They can enforce policies, procedures, and certain standards on the organization. They can also enforce other managers inside the organization to follow certain rules, to follow certain guidelines and procedures, and submit it back. Example, HR managers. For example, HR managers, functional managers, if we call them, they can need different documents from the project managers, right? So this is called functional authority. So these are the line and staff organization structure is traditionally there, which is the first category of organization structure which were evolved, right? That is the reason it is called a traditional organization structure, right? Let's move on and learn about functional organization. Let's move on and learn about functional organization structure. What is the functional organization structure? See here, we should know the difference between management function and business function. You know it, right? So this functioning is about business function, right? This functioning is about business function. What are the different functions of a business?
By
What are the different functions of a business?
transportation,
Hmm.
manufacturing,
Okay, very good.
packaging, advertising.
Okay, see you are giving if we have that is also correct. Okay, they are also one of the business functions, right? So if you look at the broader perspective, right, right, HRM, finance, marketing, production or manufacturing, IT, right? So these are the marketing also. These are the different business functions of an organization. So the organization is divided into different verticals called business functions. That is the functional organization structure. So this is how it will be. Just see this, right? So for example, this is the functional organization structure, and HRM, marketing, finance, production, like that different business functions are there. Under that, under HRM vice president HR, there will be HR manager. Under HR manager, there will be compensation expert, there will be recruitment expert, like that there will be HR executives under HR manager. Similarly, finance vice president finance or CFO, chief finance officer, under him finance manager will be there. Under him, budget analyst or accounting assistant, right? So like that, under finance manager different executives will be there, finance executives. That is called functional organization structure. What is the advantage of functional organization structure? The members inside the organization structure have a clear career path. What is my next position inside the organization? Within the same function, he will grow to the next position, right? For example, a project come to organization means different business functions consider it as a separate function project for them. That means HR team will consider it as a HR project, marketing will consider it as a marketing project, finance will consider it as a finance project. For example, there is a project which came cross functional, requires cross functional means that project requires different people from different business functions, one person from HR, one from marketing, one from finance, like that, engineering, one from engineering, like that. In that kind of scenario, there won't be a full-time project manager. For that, somebody from the any of the business function will be identified. He will be designated as a project coordinator or project expediter or project leader. There won't be anybody called project manager designated, and the authority of that project coordinator or expediter is very minimal, or no authority will be there, whereas the functional manager will have the complete authority over the resources and the project. Okay, so only the project coordinator, what he has to do, he has to influence, use his influential skills and execute the project. As such, he is not having a budgetary authority or authority over the people or resources, right? That is the functional organization structure. Right, let's move on and learn about project oriented organization structure. Project oriented organization structure. So what is the project oriented organization structure? See, and also one moment, in functional organization structure, for example, HR executive wants to communicate with the marketing executive. What he has to do, he has to report to his higher authority, like HR manager. He will report to the HR head or vice president, and then vice president HR will talk to vice president marketing, right? The chain of command is at the vice president level in the functional organization structure. Again, communication goes down the hierarchy. From vice president marketing, it goes down to marketing manager and then to marketing executive, right? So entire path, it takes the shape, right? It has to go higher the authority, and at the vice president level, it goes, the coordination will be there, and he will communicate to the other vice president, and the communication goes down the hierarchy. That is the characteristic of functional organization structure, right? So let's move on. That is the project coordination is at a vice president's level. Next, what? Project oriented organization structure. See, basically project oriented organization structure, right? So this is in this kind of organization structure, so there will be different project managers directly reporting to the CEO. Different project managers directly reporting to the CEO. So each project operates independently. Each project operates independently, right? That means project coordination is under the project manager's control. He has the all team members inside his team, and he has the resource authority also. No, higher authority, higher power will be there in a project oriented organization structure for a project manager, right? The coordination is at the project manager level itself, within his team, right? The disadvantage is what, if the project gets completed, they have to, move back, to their, somebody has to leave the project team, or they may have to change the organization, something like that. That is the disadvantage with the project oriented organization structures. But whereas in this organization structure, project manager has the lot of authority and control over the team, right? And also, this is one of the, for example, construction industry. They may go for, the moment the project is over, team gets dissolved, right? So construction industry usually goes for project oriented organization structure. Similarly, government organizations, defense sector, they go for functional organization structures, right? Let's move on and learn about another type of organization structures. That is matrix organization structure. Matrix organization structures are basically three types. One is weak matrix organization structure, other one is balanced matrix organization structure, and third type is strong matrix organization structure. Strong matrix organization structure. See, what are the advantages and disadvantages of each one of them, we will discuss. See, basically matrix organization structure combines both the advantages and of both the functional organization and the project oriented organization structure, right? In functional organization, a team member reports only to the functional manager, only one person, whereas in the matrix organization structure, he has to report to both the project manager and also the functional manager. It combines, it is like a matrix kind of structure will be there, right? That means a team member has to report to the project manager, respective project manager, and also to the respective vertical head. In the case of matrix organization structure, see, let us see the first one. This is the weak matrix organization structure. This is the weak matrix organization structure. See, in weak matrix organization structure, there will be somebody called project coordinator, or expediter will be there. Here also his authority is very less, whereas authority remains with the functional manager, right? But project coordination is done by the project coordinator, right? There won't be somebody, designated as project manager, right? But team member has to report both to this coordinator and also functional manager. Both the people will involve in performance appraisal of the team member. Both the project coordinator and the project manager both will involve in performance appraisal of the team member, right? That is about weak matrix organization structure. Let's see what is the balanced matrix organization structure. In balanced matrix organization structure, there will be somebody called project manager. There will be somebody designated as project manager. See, the project coordination is at the below level. That is, project manager takes care of the coordination, whereas each team member has to report to both. No, it is in between, in the middle of the project oriented organization structure and functional organization structure. In the middle, basically, that is called balanced matrix organization structure. The team member has to report to both the managers, right? But authority is equally they will have. Budgetary authority also mixed. Both will have the budgetary authority, right? Equal authority will be there between project manager and the functional manager, right? Let's move on and see what is the strong matrix organization structure. See, the strong matrix organization structure. See, strong matrix organization structure, there will be somebody called manager of project managers. Manager of project managers. Right. All the project managers reports to manager of project managers. He in turn reports to the CEO. He in turn reports to the CEO. Right. Each project manager under the manager of project managers, they take care of their own project, and all team members report to the project manager and also to the functional head here the project manager will have more control than the big matrix or balanced matrix organization structure. He has more authority, resources authority also, it will be higher in the case of strong matrix organization structure for the project manager, right? So let us see what is the power of project manager with respect to matrix organization structure no different matrices. Matrix we discussed, right? Weak matrix, balanced matrix, and strong matrix, right? Say project manager's authority, it will be higher in strong matrix organization structure, it will be lower in the weak matrix organization structure. Whereas the functional manager's authority or power will be higher in weak matrix organization structure, and it is lower in the strong matrix organization structure. This is how a matrix organization different categories and the powers of the project manager and line manager. Right, now let's see, this is the comparison of different organization structures. Just see the table. Okay, project manager's authority level, availability, you know who manages the budget, project manager's role, whether he is full time or part time. For example, you take weak matrix or functional organization structure, project manager will be part time, means his full time job is something, but he is part time on the project inside the organization, right? Whereas in case of project oriented or strong matrix organization structure, project manager full time will be there in the team, executing the project tasks, right? Similarly, project administrative staff also, they are part time in functional and weak matrix, and they are full time in the strong matrix and project oriented organization structures, right? Let's move on and see product oriented product organization structure. Product oriented organization structure. So far, what is that we discussed? We discussed functional organization, we discussed matrix organization, we discussed the project oriented organization structures. This is the product organization structure. Product organization structure. See, basically, product organization structure example means different products are there, right? Each product will have their own manufacturing the department, their own R&D department, their own marketing department, their own finance department, each product. Take, for example, take Eicher Motors. Eicher Motors, you know it, right? They are into two-wheelers. They manufacture Royal Enfield, right? Eicher Motors, Royal Enfield. Similarly, they are into trucks and agricultural vehicles, right? These tractors. Eicher Motors are there in tractors also. They manufacture agricultural tractors, right? Next, they are into logistics. They are into truck manufacturing. Similarly, people carriers. They do have mini buses, right? And they are also into power generators. Diesel power generators, Eicher Motors, right? So like this, these are all the different products. For example, take this is the organization structure, product oriented organization structure. That means each product will have its own manufacturing, each product will have its own R&D, marketing team, and finances, right? For example, product we have kept three products. Similarly, we discussed Eicher models. Two-wheelers, they are there in two-wheelers. They are there in tractors, agricultural product. They are there in utility vehicles or logistics vehicles. They are there in people carriers. They are there in generators. That is all the different products, right? Similarly, we can design a product organization structure. Similarly, Tata Motors. Take Tata Motors. They are there in people carriers, right? Cars, they manufacture buses. Similarly, they manufacture logistics and goods carrying vehicles, right? Trucks and Tata goods carrying autos also they manufacture, right? So like this, cars, buses they manufacture. Tata Motors we can divide into product oriented organization structure. So like this, not only that, there are product oriented organization structures. If we make, many organizations will come into picture, right? So these are just example. Another one is John Deere. John Deere is also one of the tractor manufacturing company, John Deere, right? So like that, they have agricultural products and utility products, right? So like this, organization structures will be there. I have given one more example of product oriented organization structure. So just go through it. They are into mass transit and railway products also they develop. Right, this is one of the example of a product oriented organization structure. Right. So let me come back to our class. I'm sorry today I could not get the video. I don't know, some technical glitch. Hope next time we will get it. Right. So far, let me download the participants. So far, what is that we discussed in today's session. Today we started with, we are in unit 2, right? We discussed about organization structures, right? In unit 2, project planning and organization, we discussed what is the meaning of organization structure, what are the components of organization structure, followed by what is that we discussed the functional organization, functional organization structure, project oriented organization structure, matrix organization structure, different variants we have seen, followed by product oriented organization structure we have seen, right? So this is about organization structures. Usually basically across these product across these organization structures, project manager power authority varies and resource availability varies, and communication paths and control paths also vary according to the organization structure we are having for a project, right? It is basically a tool for communication, and it is an enterprise environmental tool, right? It is an enterprise internal enterprise environmental factor, right? So this is about project organization structures. Tomorrow we will be discussing. See, so far we discussed the project planning and organization, right? Tomorrow, what is that I planned is, we will see what is the impact of project planning on project success or project performance. What is the impact of project plan? Similarly, what is the impact of organization structure on project performance or organizational performance? Right, these aspects we will be learning. So I gathered a couple of research papers, and from that I will be giving you some insights. Those projects are from 4 different countries. Israel, New Zealand, Austria, Japan. These kind of country projects are surveyed, and survey findings I will be explaining you tomorrow to show you the impact of project planning on project performance, and impact of organization structure on organizational performance, right? So that's what I planned for you tomorrow, right? So and that's all from me for today. I have downloaded the attendance list. Okay.
Thank you,
Anybody
sir.
wants to say anything, or we are done for today?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
thank you,
sir.
everybody. Thank you. I could not get the video today.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I have already uploaded the PPT. Kindly download it from there. Right.
Thank you.
Hmm.